many homes over the years, and each of them taught the fiend some new tricks that it would carry on to its next targets, meaning if it isn't contained, it could become more and more deceptive, making it more and more powerful. Journey through history.
Cientos de millones de conductores han hecho más que convertir a Ford en la marca de autos más vendida de todos los tiempos en el país. Gracias a ti, Ford, y los concesionarios Ford de San Diego han donado miles de millones a tus comunidades. Compra un vehículo Ford y únete a la celebración de una donación.
Malthus's earliest known targets were the Mullins family, Samuel and Esther. They lost their 7-year-old daughter, Annabelle B. Mullins, to a car accident in 1943, so Malthus tried to manipulate them as they were mourning. The young girl's diary was abruptly cut short, but after many nights, a new message appeared. Dear diary, today I came home.
Annabelle comes home.
Not yet, Annabelle comes home. We're still on Annabelle creation. It all started one night during dinner when they heard B's favorite record start playing randomly and assumed it was her spirits. They noticed more and more activity that mimicked the things that their daughter used to do, and eventually they found a note asking for their permission to move into this doll so that she could be with them forever, and they happily agreed. This was not the spirits of their deceased daughter, however, and by falling for this trick and having faith that they could speak to B again, the evil entity got stronger. Soon it could use the form of the Mullins girl. They were able to see what they thought was her ghost in fleeting glimpses. This was stage 1, infestation.
But we soon realized it wasn't our Annabelle at all. Demons. But what do they want? A soul. And they won't stop until they get mine.
Mrs. Mullins decided to approach one of the apparitions with a cross, but what appeared to be her daughter convulsed and twisted itself into a demonic form. She dropped the cross in shock, and Malthus attacked her, scarring her face and taking out her left eye. As the girl's mother, Mrs. Mullins was the most psychologically vulnerable. This was stage 2, oppression. It had used her hope of speaking to her daughter again to make an attempt at her soul. Samuel reached out to the church, and they saved Mrs. Mullins from potentially being possessed. But the evil was still attached to the doll, so it was locked away in B's closet and surrounded by Bible pages, a cross, and doused with holy water. The demonic entity would cease, but the Mullins did not realize the room would have to continuously be blessed in order for the seal to remain strong. 4 years later, in 1947, the Dead Sea Scroll is discovered, and word of the disciples of Ram would soon spread to the troubled group of people that would start the cult. Another 8 years go by, and Mr. Mullins and his wife decide to take on a group of girls from St. Eustace Orphanage. They believed that sheltering these girls would be their penance, but they unknowingly gave Malthus exactly what it wanted, a new, weaker target whose soul was ripe for possession.
It's been quiet for 12 years.
The strange activity would begin again after the girls moved in 1955. The new target is Janice, a young girl who is partially immobilized by polio. After discovering her, Malthus uses the form of B to sneak up on her and give her a fright. At dinner the first night, the lights flicker, a sign that the evil is no longer contained to that single closet. That night, it leaves Janice a note, reading Find Me, referencing a game that B used to play with her father. Janice is led into B's room, which is supposed to be locked. Malthus has left the key to the closet for her to find and discover the hiding place of the doll. It makes her uncomfortable, so she covers it up and attempts to lock it away. But when her back is turned, the inhuman spirit appears behind her. But when the sheet is removed, Malthus is in a form not visible to the human eye. More scary stuff begins to happen around the house. Linda sees the doll move on its own while playing hide and seek, and a mask-wearing form resembling Mrs. Mullins scares the girls, disappearing as the light is turned on.
That wasn't a ghost. Ghosts can only be attending.
One night, Janice is lured back into B's room, where she catches an apparition asking her for help.
Help me. What do you need?
Malthus proceeds to drag her around, leaving a laceration on her leg. She manages to escape the room, but Malthus slams all of the bedroom doors so that she can't get help, leaving her no option but to go for the stair lift. Isolating the target to make her feel alone seems to be a common tactic for Malthus. She looks up and sees the evil exiting the room in what appears to be a gaseous form. This is the only time we see the demon travel like this, but I can only assume that this is how it usually gets around, to be able to travel through walls and perhaps change itself into multiple forms. Janet's chair stalls 3/4 of the way down, so she tries to get up and crawl to safety on her own. The last thing she sees is the form of B, standing at the top of the stairs, before she is air-yeeted high into the foyer and then dropped onto the cold, hard floor. She later admits to Sister Charlotte, who is in charge of all the orphans, that she believes that the presence is preying on her because she is the weakest. But Charlotte disagrees, telling her that the devil preys on those weak of faith, not weak of flesh or bone. The night she returns from the hospital, her friend Linda has a few scary experiences with Malthus. She looks through the keyhole to B's room and sees the Annabelle doll hides in her top bunk and listens as the lights are turned off and Malthus inhabits the lone bunk, leaving behind charred black footsteps, another sign of the burning the creature would have endured in the deepest layers of hell. Linda looks down and sees Annabelle staring back up at her, and she hides under the covers after seeing Malthus in its true demonic form. At this point, Janice, Linda, and the two older girls, Carol and Nancy, have all had scary experiences with Malthus, but it has not yet attempted to possess any of them. I think the demon is testing each of the girls to see whose faith is the weakest. Janice is the weakest of body, but it's also possible that this also led to her faith being weakened. As she becomes older and more crippled, she realizes that no family will want to take in a broken child, and that idea is demoralizing for her. She's also dealing with the fact that she's treated differently than the other girls due to her condition, and this makes her an easy target because the demonic attacks can be explained away as Janice lashing out as a response to what she's going through emotionally. She's at that age where her hormones take over her emotions, an age that is commonly associated with attracting a poltergeist because the spirits are said to be attracted to the negative feelings that come with nearing those teenage years. The next day, Sister Charlotte takes her out into the sunlight, and Malthus makes up its mind about who to try to possess first. It takes the form of a nun, something we've seen many times from its European counterpart, Ballad. The creepy nun is a popular form for these demons to take because it represents an attack on the victim's religious belief, much like how the ominous knocking in The Conjuring always comes in threes as an insult to the Holy Trinity. The creepy nun shoves Janice out of the wheelchair and into the barn, where it reverts to the form of B to crawl out of the shadows and begin stage 3, possession. In the controversy, basically just have to puke in someone's mouth to possess them. It just made Janice give up at this point. She had gotten back from the hospital and already she was going to have another demonic encounter and probably another injury. With one victim possessed, Malthus had achieved its goal. But remember the text in The Devil's Welcome: to establish covenants unto the people and for every living creature of all flesh that shall be upon the earth. In other words, Malthus will now use Janice to try to possess the bodies of the other, then keep expanding out until the whole world is taken over. For its next target, Malthus wants to take advantage of the element of surprise. So when Sister Charlotte comes in to check on her, Janice pretends to be fine. But with the added power of Janice, the ram demon decides to try again with a target that it was unable to possess 13 years ago.
More rewards, more savings, more special offers. That's when new rewards members get at Shell. Join to save 10 now on the first fill, 20 cents per gallon on the second, and 30 cents per gallon on the third. Join today. Solo toma 9 meses. 9 meses and you can uplift your family. Solo toma 9 meses to have the skills you need to start a career in healthcare. At Lima Medical Institute, you'll get hands-on training and the support you need for a successful career as a medical assistant, dental assistant, veterinary assistant, and more. Lima Medical Institute. Get started today at bmi.edu. 9 meses can make a lifelong difference.
Mr. Mullins learns the return of the Annabelle doll from Linda and goes inside to find it ready to face him in his kitchen. But the doll is not actually possessed by Malthus. The demon only moves it around to give the appearance of possession, as explained later on by Lorraine.
Demonic spirits don't possess things. They possess people.
Janice does her best to wipe out Diana impression and transforms into its traditional gargoyle or ram demon, which I'll be referring to as its true form, because that's what I picture in my head when I think about a demon. This time, even holding up a cross is not enough to protect him from the evil. I think it's a combination of Malthus gaining power by possessing Janice and the fact that his cross is homemade and he admits that it isn't his best work. Malthus ruthlessly breaks off each of his fingers one by one, forcing him to draw the cross before moving in on him. Even if Mr. Mullins supposedly wasn't using his best cross, it still speaks volumes to the power of Malthus. We never see any of the other Conjuring villains do anything like this. This scene represents the power of belief. It's a common trope for religious people to claim they found religion after a personal tragedy. For Mr. Mullins, losing his daughter created the negative energy that initially attracted Malthus. So the idea of turning to religion is used in a literal sense, where Bible pages and holy water are used to seal the demon away. So now the movie is showing us that letting go of religion, literally dropping the cross, has opened him back up to being vulnerable to Malthus. Linda realizes that the evil presence seems to be connected to the creepy doll and tries to discard it in the well. Look, Linda, just because it worked for Coraline doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. She once again hears hooves march up behind her the closer she gets to the well. After dropping it in, she hears a small voice call out, "Help me." It's hard to tell for sure, but this seems to be B's voice.
Cuado DD logo and
Once again,
Antolo Dia Just El Chago. Text of Oz 102. Habilit Pirate. Opposite at Del Fondo del Texto 6. Este. Text. Habilit Pirate. Text of Oz 100. Opposite at Del Saffers. Displayable 3 segu. Este text. Este Simo Southeast. Este Mando in MVRICO 4013 Seleccionado. Este Teclado Wiratan 3D13 Seleccionado. Este Simo Southeast Juca 2D13 Seleccionado. Este Accessibilidad 1D13 Seleccionado. Este Mando in MVRICO 4013 Seleccionado. Este General 5D13 Seleccionado. Este Teclado. Este Mando. Este Sonido. Este Video 6D13 Seleccionado. Este General 5D13. Este Mando. Este Teclado. Este Accessibilidad 1D13 Seleccionado. Texto of Oz Parallel can be one. Texto of Oz Curado DD logo emergency. Pontola D adjust delta go. Or Dura Elig display. 3 second. SK Simo Southeast Juca 2D30. SK Modificator DS Quality 30 segundos Rabieto 3 Este Accessibilidad Tech 4 30 segundos Este Accessibilidad Texto of Oz Pair
She hides in the blessed closet where Annabelle had once been sealed by the priest, but Janice finds her. Sister Charlotte is able to rescue her once again by throwing her cross necklace around Janice and locking her into the closet.
Curado di Pontola di Adjust Delta Go.
The pain caused by these religious items causes Malthus to go
Priestable, Nueva Interfaz de Usuario Extragram Cambio 21, Modificador de Escalade, Desplegable 30 segundos 18D23. Priestable y Circulores Predeterminados Votan 22D23.
Because after Father Massey blesses the house, the doll is sent away with the police. The father thinks that the evil is gone, and that the doll is now just a doll. But after being moved to a new Bible page-lined room, Annabelle is still
Este Simo Southeast Juca 2D13 Seleccionado. Pontola D Simo Southeast Juca.
It's later described by paranormal expert latched on to the doll. Of course, it's never explicitly explained
Pontola D La Encyclopedia. Pontola D Simo. Pontola D Adjust Delta Go. Recursos Global Activo 1 bot and 1D. Mispack Swan bot and Clarity Activar bot and Notification Clarity Activado.
Why not just throw them in an incinerator? Destroy them.
That would only destroy the vessel. Sometimes it's better to keep the genie in the bottle.
Janice somehow ends up at St. Joachim Orphanage, where she's adopted by a couple named Mr. and Mrs. Higgins. She takes on the name Annabelle, the actual first name of B. Although she is still possessed, she doesn't immediately take on
Man principle.
Instead, she's more and more horrible over the next couple of years before eventually
Pontola D Adjust Delta Go.
Of course, the cult she joins is the Disciples of Ram, the Charles Manson-led group dedicated
Priestable Nueva Interfaz de Usuario Extragram Cambio 21D. Nueva Desplegable. Nueva Interfaz de Use. Nueva Modificador de Nueva Desplegable 30 seconds. Man. Pontola D Adjust Delta Go. Este Teclado Sent. Bot and 1. Runner D. Bot and Bot. Juber Solo. Bot and 1. Attacker / Destroyer bot and 60.
Look no further than your local postal annex. With our mailbox services, you'll get a real street address for your personal or business
Priest of the
use.
Least.
We'll
Bot
also
and
send
Another
your
Notification
postal
Bot and
to your
Pretty.
mailbox or postal annex today.
Pest axis. Reasonably. Pest. Recursos Global. Activo 2 button. Clarity 213 megabytes at flare. Miss Packs 0 button 46. Uptoner MS Packs 5 button. Miss Uptoner MS Packs 5 button 5D. Activo 2. Uptoner MS. Mi Biblioteca buttons. Opcnd bar left. Cuato. Chair. Pack. Legal DQ Craft Games 4.7 990 Fitches button 27. Rhinos Diod Block 4.7 1170 Fitches button 31. Vanilla HDD Tetroscape 4.1. Textures. Chera. Atones White MSD or Rebel Studios 4. Pack D Textures D. Pack D Textures Ultra QD6. Pack Rhinos Diod Block 4. Legal DQ Craft Games 4.7 900. Vein. Tech Pure Craft DBDCR. Pack D Text E. Pack D. Pack D Textures D Sonic D Gummo 1 4.7 990 Fitches Watt and 32 D47. Vanilla HDD Tetroscape 4.11. Rhinos D. True Realism HDD Pathway Studios 4.1 990 Fitches Watt and 30. Mi Biblioteca 990 Fit. Kua 990. Compra Notification. Acabas de comprar. True Realism HD. De Botana. Relix Las de Luna. Tech. Pack D Text. Medieval D in mind. Conquest D Conquest Studios. Paraso Pastel D Dark Lab Creation. Vanilla Craft DBDCRAFT 4.6 660 Fitches Lot and 40. Hyro Y Peter. Estate T D Cover. Pack D Textures Natural D Minecraft 4. Pack D Texture D. Mi Biblioteca 490 Fitches Lot and 2070 49. True. Pack D Text. Mi Biblioteca 490 Fitches Watt and 2070 50. Pack D Text. Mi Biblioteca 490 Fitches Watt and 2070 51. Compra and person. Notification. Acabas de comprar. Packs D Textures DCU Bad. Paraso Pastel. Pontola D Adjust Del Taro. Ripper. Miss Active. Uptoner MS. Uptoner MS. Ripper. Activo 2. Clarity 2. Act. Mi Biblioteca 100. Mi Bibli 100. OpCND. OpCN. 120 Fitches. Initial Session. Adolescent. Candy D2 Pro PA. Clarida D Pathway Studios D2 Pro PA. Aspectos D Creatures Earth. Consular D Adjust Del Taro. Mi Biblioteca Button. 1 Mi Brewery. Hyro Y Peter 2. Medieval D in 4.1 990 Fitches Watt and 30 D47. OpCND bar lateral or Meacon. OpCND bar lateral. Finish. Adolescent. Creed. Aspectos 4 bot and 20. Mon. Textures 3 bot and 20. Cuado D. Finish. Packs D Text. Clarity. Mi Biblioteca De Cargrabot and De Cargrabot Notification. De Carganishad. True Realism HD. Up. Kuad. Packs D. Mi Biblioteca De Cargrabot. Kuad. 4.31 Pack D Minecraft 4.4 De Cargrabot Comprobando de carga. Val de notificación de carga iniciada. Pax de texturas de ciudad. De carga al 39%. Pack de texturas natural de Minecraft 4.3. Cambiar de tu pro. Claridad de mi biblioteca button. Activar pack de Pantalla de adjust del logo. Notificación de carga completa. Pack de texturas de ciudad. Notificación. Packs de texturas de ciudad activado. Texturas. Claridad. Mi biblioteca button. Activar pack. Pantalla de adjust del logo. Notificación de carga completa. True Realism HD. Packs de desactivar button 5D. Button 1D9.
Before taking the soul of Janice, it now uses the form of Father Perez to stage its final attack on her. It pulls out all the stops to try to convince Mia to offer her soul by playing demonic chanting.
Finish assess. Clarida. Mondo. Tech. Mon.
Which sends Mia into a desperate search for her daughter that
Opsi.
culminates in her asking and her getting her answer written on the seal.
Texturas bot. Perez. Text. Cuado de. Pax de text. True. Cam. Text. Mondos 5 bot and 22. Cuado. Finish. D for Kansas Studio. D. Mi biblioteca bot. Descartes. Cuado. Mi biblioteca bot and 3D5. D. Skyblock. Mi biblioteca bot and Descartes bot and 4. On. 1. D. 4. Descartes. Comprob. Descartes bot. Valver. Descartes bot and 2074. Bot. Notificación. Descarga iniciada. Skyblock. Unblock. Unblock. Plazo unblock. DM yellow. Notificación. Descarga completa. Skyblock. Unblock. D. Mi biblioteca. Descarga bot and 28D49. Descarga bot and D. Ciclo. Mi biblioteca bot and 3D. Mi Descarga bot and 20. Compro. Descarga bot and Descarga bot. Notificación. Descarga iniciada. Colegian de mascotas. De heat map. Mi biblioteca bot and 3D5. Descarga bot. Cuado de Descarga bot and notificación. Descarga completa. Colegian de mascotas. Notificación. Descarga iniciada. Estero de Parker. Notificación. Descarga completa. Estero de Parker. Comprob. Bot. Notificación. Descarga iniciada. Garras Decom Original. Notificación. Descarga completa. Garras Decom Original. Descarga. Bot. Notificación. Descarga iniciada. Herramientas de hackers. Armas. Sky. Cambio. Hot. Aspectos for bot. Mondos 5 bot and 20. Aspectos for bot and Cua. Pack de aspectos de lega. Mi biblioteca. Equipar. Boost. Equiparela. Cuado. Notificación. Descarga completa. Herramientas de hackers. Notificación. Has equipado el aspecto. Notificación. Has equipado el aspecto Steve. Notificación. Has equipado el aspecto Steve. Notificación. Has equipado el aspecto Creeper. Mi biblioteca. Cuado. Notificación. has equipado el aspecto city zombie pigment. Equa notification has equipado el aspecto en pados 12 and 90. Skybox aspectos de creatures adorables de team visionary de utopia de bottom for D3 D44. Chair or opsia cuado de Pantola de adjust del man principle adjust bot Pantola de adjust del jago active obtener Miss Pack Swan true realism active of Miss Pack Veram Packs man principle best Perful initiate cuado initiate sessi and C initiate ses man principle Pun little del Jupiter 120 chair R40 D45 bot A sector bottom A sector bottom 28 D cam billing bottom 21 D34 bottom 18 D38 bottom 20 billing bottom 21 D38 Opsia bot can be rat bot cam billing bot different billing can be rat Mi biblioteca bottom 3 1 mi Opsia and bar lateral bottom up bot 1 bottom 21 D34 prayer person bottom 18 D30 can be bottom 30 bottom bottom 30 Mi biblioteca bottom 350 can be bottom 18 D bottom 21 D30 Pantola D2 perfil little del Jucadore val 120 bottom 20 limit cam bottom 20 bottom 28 D38 120 fitches Q 1 obtener bottom 20 D 1 bottom 25 D30 bottom 25 D bottom 17 D30 obtener bottom 30 D30 bottom 18 D30 bottom 9 400 bottom 19 D bottom 20 D31 240 fitches 199 USD bottom 20 D30 bot 400 fit com Mi biblioteca bottom 21 D31 70 fitches bottom 24 bottom 19 D31 2 bottom 18 D30 400 fitches bottom 17 obtener D mine 120 fitches bottom 2 D3 bottom 20 120 fitches bottom 2 D3 comprehend notification acabas de reclamar flotador gas driver 1 obtener comprehend notification acabas de reclamar equipo de piloto happy gas 0 70 fitches bottom 30 D31 comprehend perso notification acabas de comprar su turnigo de gran cambio equipa notification acabas de equipar su turnigo de gran cambio bottom 20 bottom 21 D bottom 16 D29 Opsia bottom 50 fitches bottom 2 D3 Q 50 fitches bottom 2 D boost bottom 20 Bot N42D50. Bot N41. Bot N40. Equipar Bot N52D52. Boost. Bot 50. 50 fit. Bot 50 fitches Bot N2D3. Coop. Bot N16D27. 50 fitches Bot N2D. Bot N20. Bot N16. Bot N26D57. Base Bot 50 fitches Bot Bot N20. Hello Bot 50 fitches Bot N2D3. Opsy and Bot N30. Bot N55. Bot N70s. Bot N60 4157.
Now with Cox Internet and mobile, the price of your plan won't go up for 3
Bot
years.
N60 4157.
That means no annual contract. Plus,
Bot N60 4157. Equipar Bot N15090. Bot N157. Boost. Bot N150. Bot N407054. Bot N41D54.
She wakes up, Judy quickly realizes that something is wrong when she discovers the Annabelle doll underneath the covers with her. B appears from under the covers at the foot of the bed and scares her, causing her to knock over the color board.
Bot N42D54.
Colored light onto the wall. As each color changes, a different form of Malthus is displayed.
Bot
It starts with
N4.
doll, then B,
Bot
then the adult version of
N23D.
Janice,
Bot
and finally,
Bot
the very
N23D54.
Then it appears behind her
Bot
on
N
the bed and
Bot N
reaches her.
Bot
She bolts out of the room where Mary Ellen's waiting for her.
Opsy
With the black shuck outside, they realize
Opsy
they're trapped in. They place a call to
Olios
Lorraine,
Bot
but Malthus has manipulated the
50
phone
fitches Bot N2. Ninga Bot Ninga Bot N Ningano Bot Bot N Bot Ningano Bot N16D7. Bot N17D70. Bot N23D. Bot 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 N70D77.
the house start ringing, which might be another callback to Miss Mullins, who had a bedside Annabelle to request help. Then the typewriter would call back towards the rental
Bot Bot N Bot N Bot N Bot N207077.
Stop Daniela from touching it. She admits to being the
Bot
one who let Annabelle out of the case
Bot
and has
Bot
bad news
Bot
regarding the other
Bot
stairs.
N70D77. Bot 50 Bot N70D77.
Judy goes to fetch her inhaler, the creepy bride sneaks up on Daniela using the same teleport forward mechanic that Malthus used on Mia Form in the stairwell. It appears that she stabbed Daniela in the stomach, but it's only an illusion. She pins her to the ground and pukes inside her mouth.
5th
So,
Bot
for the first time since
N70D77.
1995, Malthus has a new vessel. After Judy safely returns with the inhaler, Daniela tries to beckon the two of them to go upstairs, but Judy, taking after her
Bot
mother's medium
Bot
abilities,
N70D77.
leaves Mary Ellen to try to find the Annabelle doll so they can put an end to
Equipar
all
Bot
their living through that
Bot
door.
N7
They find the
Bot
cursed
Bot
children's toy in the closet
50
inside the
fitches
window,
Bot N
but the door is
Bot
locked, so they have to play this board game,
Bot
Feely
Bot
Feely,
Bot
in order to win the key. I found it a
Bot
bit strange that this evil
N40D55.
spirit would just stop in the middle of everything and strike up a board game with these kids, but when I went back, I realized that the game is sealed
Bot
with
N
cursed
Bot N
objects at the beginning. So this is
Boca Bot
probably another trial where Malthus
50
manipulated
fitches Bot
whatever evil
N2D3.
spirit was living in this board game. Judy is able to win the key, and Mary Ellen ventures
Bot
into the closet, which now resembles the
N43D54.
Fairy Mask tomb. She's only able to toss the doll back to Judy before being pulled back into the abyss, but Judy recovers the fumble and makes a break for the end zone before being met with Daniela, who is infused with both the evil of Malthus and the ire of the wedding dress spirits. Mary Ellen comes in with the key block, and big brain Judy's fast thinking probably saves a couple of lives when she turns on a projector with a recording of Ed performing an exorcism. This essentially seems to have the same effect as him performing the actual exorcism, and causes immense pain to the demonic presence inside of her. This buys them just enough time to get Annabelle back to the case, but when Judy opens it, Malthus slams it shut, corners her, and attempts to suck out Judy's
Equipar
soul
Bot N
using a
D mine
Dementor's kiss.
Bot
As you may know, the
Bot
Dementor's kiss is an act
N53D
performed by
Bot
the wraith-like
Bot
species
N50
prison guards in the Wizarding
50
World,
fitches
aka
Bot
the Harry Potter franchise. To suck
Bot
out the
N for
soul of
Button 30 40
The
48.
universe and the Wizarding World may both be Warner Brothers properties, but they're not the same universe. However, Malthus doesn't seem to care, and she
Bellow.
merely performs the Dementor's kiss on
50
Mary
fitches
Ellen tries to
button
come and
2D.
save her,
But,
so Malthus gets in one last air use
but,
and sends her
but,
flying into
but,
the wall.
but,
But this
button
gives
for,
Judy just
but,
enough time to grab a
button
nearby
for,
cross, something she probably
button
should have done
50D
long ago, and
57.
sends it to Malthus's head.
But,
Mary
button
Ellen places the
50D
Annabelle doll back into the
57.
chapel glass
Button
case,
40
but
90
Malthus's power prevents her
57.
from being able to force it shut.
Button,
Snape's
but,
Lucovus as all of
button
the escaped
51D.
evil spirits from that
Button,
night
but,
surround them.
but,
Luckily
D
for them,
Minecraft.
Daniela shows up, now free of
50
demonic
fitches
possession.
button
She's the only
2D3.
character that we know of to ever be freed from Malthus's grip, and with her strength, they're able to force Annabelle's case closed. I can only imagine that Daniela never actually gave in to the idea of Malthus taking her soul, and that's why she was the doll and the demonic presence bound to it are once again
Up,
sealed. And without the spiritual backing of the Annabelle doll, Malthus and the other spirits are no
button
longer able to materialize in
button 25D 429.
As far as we know, Malthus would
But,
remain locked
button
in
26D
the
400.
from that point forward.
Button 24D 429. Button 25D 429.
Which is known in real life as the Warren's Occult Museum, to her son-in-law, Tony Spiro. That's Judy's husband. In 2020, because of course this was happening
Button
in 2020, it
26.
was reported that the Annabelle doll had somehow
Button
escaped
25D 400. But,
Tony Spiro took to YouTube to show these reports.
but, button 23D 400. But, button 25D 429.
But during this fiasco, it also came out that Tony and Judy were looking to relocate the museum, which had been closed for some time due to zoning issues. So it's not a new story. We're looking at proper precautions with the Annabelle doll. And this is one small problem. We've seen a lot of these many years later horror sequels recently, so maybe a modern day Annabelle sequel could eventually be in the cards. Let me know in the comments other controversial characters or entities you'd like to see covered on horror history, and if you love horror, remember to subscribe to ZZ's World for new horrors every week. Ring the death bell, not the spirit bell, for notifications.
Equiparbot Equiparbot 430D 400. Reproducer button 431D. Reproducer button 431D 431.
Estate planning, deeds, contracts, legal affidavits, and more. Visit Postal Annex for notary services
Reproducer button Equiparbot 400. Button 26D 431.
So much homework that's due for my college classes, and it's late, and I don't
Button
have much time to get
2070
everything done.
429.
Because I've procrastinated all my assignments, so I'm
Button
wondering if my
33D
response
420.
to my late
281. 2. Button 30 40 431.
My history class. It was something about the 1800s, but I've opened so many apps and tabs since then, I can't remember where I saw it. That's when it hit me.
Comprehend person notification. Acabas de reclamar. Casco Vikingo de Hippo. De. But. 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 Button. But. D mine 50 fit. But. D mine up to comprehend person notification. Acabas de reclamar 95 PC. Button 60D 400. But. But, Uptoner, reproducer, Uptoner, comprehend, notification, acabas de reclamar, el crujido, de Minecraft, button 30, button, Uptoner button 400, button, de Minecraft button 42090, Uptoner, comprehend person, notification, acabas de reclamar, M. Scarachirianti. Button 3070 400. Up to button 400. Up to comprehend person notification. Acabas de reclamar. Las de Pantero de Ratan. Button 30. Button. Up. Button 50. Up to comprehend person notification. Acabas de reclamar. Cabeza Clippy. Button 8090 430. Button 113 D4. Button 109. 660 fitch. Button. Button 1. Button 122. Equipar button 4. Button. Button 120. Button 100. Button 153 D430. Equipar button 430 D430. Notification. Acabas de equipar. Joyous DF. Notification. Acabas de equipar. Joyous DF. Notification. Acabas de equipar. Pantalones de Zuri. Button 100. Button 100. Button 100. D. Button. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Tolo Olympiaco Acosa. Button 2. Button 2. D. 50 fitches spot. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Paolo DAU 2022. D. Uptoner button 4. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Vestido de Cueva Cogedor 21. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Pantalones del Inframundo 20. Upton. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Botas de Abeo 19. D. Uptoner. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Blusa de correlating. Button 2. Button 2. Button 2. Button 22090. Uptoner button 430 D. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Child de Cerezo 23. Button 200. Uptoner bot. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Panbuflis de Loro 17. D. Minecraft button 42090. D. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Sombrero de Llama 16. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Amigos de Lana 15. Uptoner button. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Guardians de los Pais 14. 50 fitches. Uptoner. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Abrigo de Redstone 13. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Experto en Esmeraldas 12. Uptoner button. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Capa de Ender 11. Button 220 D4. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Gore de Fabricación 10. Button 220. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Sude Deracon Capa de Jago de Cuevas 9. Button 241 D400. Button 4. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Sombrero del Guerrero del Dragón. Button 3. D. Minecraft button 42090. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Zapatos de Nerf. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Pantalones cortos Nerf. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Gore Nerf. Uptoner. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Camisa Nerf. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Chaleco Nerf. Button 420. Uptoner. Comprehend. Notification. Acabas de reclamar. Rezos Exquisitos. Button 36074. 208. Button 384D 431. 120. Button 421 D 400. Button D Minecraft button 400. Button 50. Button 41 D 54. Button 40 D 50. Button 40 D. D Minecraft button D button Dim Upton Compra and Curso Notification Acabas de reclamar Cresta Arcoris D Button 421 D 432 1 Button 419 D 431 1 Button 400 Button 4 100 D Button 400 Button 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 200 button compra and first notification acabas de reclamar diverandi planeta de Minecraft button for Upton compra and curso notification acabas de reclamar fiesta de guardians button 184 D4 button 186 D429 150 Fitch button 178 D431 2 5 button D mine button up compra and notification acabas de reclamar sude deracon capables button 50 D59 D Uptoner compra and curso notification acabas de reclamar barba poblada Uptoner button D up compra and notification acabas de reclamar barba de chivo 50 Fitches button 4 up button 29 D55 button button 40 button D Minecraft button 58 D58 button 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 51 D58 button button 48 D58 button 51 D50 button 48 D58 button 50 Fitches button 2D3 up C up button D 50 compra and curso notification acabas de reclamar barbacoa Uptoner D 50 compra and curso notification acabas de reclamar Cinefi Pyre D Minecraft button Uptoner D Upton compra notification acabas de reclamar Bigot Recortado Uptoner compra and curse notification acabas de reclamar Perila Uptoner compra and notification acabas de reclamar Barba de Tamo Medio compra notification acabas de reclamar Barba Transada compra and curse notification acabas de reclamar barba filada. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar transações. Here, Brazos Baten. Boca. 50 fiches Baten 40. Oh. Baten. 50. Baten 1. Baten 140. Baten 50 fiches Baten. Obtener. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar largo directo. Obtener Baten. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar peinado retro. Baten. Mi biblioteca. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar encaminado hash-address. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar court inferior. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar corto directo. De Minecraft. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar part central court. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar rezos cortos. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar rapado. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar peinado de duencilo. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar tirabuzões rugados. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar transes cortas. Baten 40s. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar musculoso. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar pil de vitiligo. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar pil fine. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar basic texture. Baten Clear person A Baten 20 40 38. Baten 50 fiches Baten Equipar Baten Baten 20 Baten 22 to 30. 240. Clear can be reversed. Baten 50 fiches Baten Opsi bar lateral or a credor. Baten 50 fiches Baten 2d3. Good. Cap. Oka Baten. Here. Cap. Brazos Baten 50 fiches Baten. Baten 50 fiches Baten 2. Up to comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar mano ortóptica. De Minecraft. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar brazo ortóptico. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar antebrazo ortóptico. Baten 50 60 93. 400 fit. Pyramid. 50 fiches Baten. Baten 17 D. Equipar Baten 7 D. Opsi. Baten D. Baten 20. Digigarbov Productions Baten 7. Obtener. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar Pirna de Delver. Notificação. Acabas de reclamar hiccups peg leg. Obtener. Comprehend notificação. Acabas de reclamar pi ortóptico. Notificação. Acabas de reclamar PR tesis pericur. Baten 50 fiches Baten Botan, Equipar Botan Twin, Bot, Equip, Bot, Equipar, Bot, Fifth, Botan 16D, Bot, Equipar Bot, Botan 14D, Equipar Botan Twin, Botan 18, Equipar, Botan 19D 24, Botan 5, Botan, Equipar, Botan 6, Botan, Equipar, Bot, 5, Botan 19D 24, Botan 18, Equip, Opsi, Botan 19D 24, Botan 18, Equipar, Botan 8, Botan 19D 24. Can be read, part superior Botan 39D 50 Fitches Botan 2D3, Botan 40 70, Botan 16D 75, 1, 5, Botan 17D 77, 70 Fitches, 5, Botan 18D 77, 0, 1, D, 0, Botan 40, Botan 30 60, Botan 30, Botan 20 40 70s, Botan 4, Equipar Botan 70 60, 5th, Botan 32, Botan 45 D 70, Botan 22 D 76. Pardon. 50 Fitches Botan 2D3, Botan 4, Botan, Compra and Person, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, Pantalones Vacros, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, Falta Bicica, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, Pantalón Cortos y Modo, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, Falta Elástica. Road 50 Fitches Botan 20 70, Botan 20 40 60s, Botan 40, Botan 2, Botan 1, Botan 168 D4, Botan 56, 50, Botan Uptoner, Botan 4, Compra and Curse, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, Sudadera con capa bicica, Compra, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, capa de creeper, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, Bufanda Arcores, Compra and Curse, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, Fluhadi, Botan, Compra, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, capa de cabra, Compra and Curso, Notificación, Acabas de reclamar, Sudadera con capa meow meow, Compra and Curso. Compra and Curso. Compra and Curso. Compra and Curso.
The earliest reference to Asmodeus, the demonic scourge of the Paranormal Activity franchise, is around
Comprehend Perso.
in the Persian religion of Zoroastrianism. In Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, a demonology site states that Asmodeus is likely derived from
Comprehend Perso.
the divine feminine in Latin. In Zoroastrianism, Ishma is an antithesis to the divine principles of their supreme god. He's a malevolent being that seeks to
Comprehend
disrupt the cosmic order by inciting humans to commit violent acts and spreading chaos throughout. The demonology site claims that
Perso.
the Jewish and Christian faiths built off of Ishma-Taba's infamy, creating a new demon called Asmodeus, who would also be used in Islam. I should note that in our world, Asmodeus is not